kitchen. I just went on a little mission around town. I was trying to find a job, but I wound up finding probably the cheapest burger press that I could find. And we found this after going to a couple different stores, of not finding any burger presses at all. Go figure, it's summertime here in Alaska. We settled for the one we bought at Bass Pro. This only cost me about $9.99, I believe, was the total cost. And this is the product we have here. Now, this has a couple interesting features about it, and this is actually a burger press that you can make stuffed burgers with, but I didn't get it for that, and so far I'm not sure if I'm going to ever use it for that. I just needed something to hopefully help me portion out a decent sized burger and get something ready to go. Looks like my lens is possibly a little bit dirty there. So we're going to clean that off real quick, make sure that looks all right. That looks a little better, I think. Okay. But anyways, we also went to Costco Business Center and we got a 10-pound chub of 80/20 meat. The price did go up a little bit again. The prices around here just keep going up, and they're going up about 10 cents, 20 cents at a time. So this 10-pound chub right here is $32.54 here in Anchorage, Alaska. And let's see if I got a price per pound on here. It says $3.29 a pound. Now, when I first started buying this, when the business center opened, the price was $2.99. So yeah, we're already up 30 cents higher than when the Costco Business Center opened. But we're going to process this, and we're also going to test out this new toy. So basically, here is what's in the box. It's made out of inexpensive plastic. This was only $9.99, by the way, so I really don't have super high expectations. But you pull this thing out here, and it's got this little center tray, and this part comes out. The only reason I bought it, because it was so cheap, is because this actually came out. I was looking for the kind that had a spring release, but I didn't see one, and this is what was available at the time. So basically what you do is you put this in here, you put a little bit of meat in here, and you press it down, and you should get a decent burger. But since this is a stuffed version, you can actually make stuffed burgers with this. It has a little feature on here where you can just take this, you hold the cup in your hand, and you turn it one way or the other. That way it's closed, that way it's open, and then this pops off. You don't put any meat in here. You only put meat in that little deal down here. But this gives you the indentation, and they recommend you put a golf ball size amount in here, and then you push this down, and it makes a little tiny divot in the meat, and you can put cheese in there, bacon in there, little bits of ham, anything you might like in one of your burgers for a stuffed burger. And then after that, you put a little bit of more burger meat on top, and then you put this back together. And this is where I really don't know if I'm going to ever use it. I might try it in today's stream just for fun, put a little cheese in there or something. But then you got to figure out how to put this back together and get it lined up, and it clicks together. And then you got to turn it again, a little turn there, and that makes the solid burger press actually work. So that way you can press your burger down in there. And the only reason I got this is because I eat a lot of burgers here. I do the carnivore diet, and what I was trying to do was find a way to make more consistent size burgers, because I tend to make my burger patties way too big. I make a lot of my burger patties, they're about a ½ pound. So and I can eat about 3 of those burger patties. So that means I'm eating, what, 1.5 pounds of hamburger patty every time I sit down. And sometimes I even have 4. So that's potentially 2 pounds of meat every time I have a meal. And since my weight loss has stalled a little bit, I kind of want to just keep going and actually lose some weight. But as long as I'm eating meats and fats, my weight just stays the same. So we're going to get this going and check it out. Now, like I said, I really did not buy it for the whole stuffed burger part. I got cats. I gotta shush them. Gotta shush them off the table. Now, since I'm making burgers, I need to get a bunch of these Ziploc bags ready. So I typically get about 6 of these ready. And I gotta scoot everything around my table. That way, when it comes time to actually putting the burgers in the bags, It's not a big deal. Go away, kitty. Get down. They don't get on the table any other time, it seems like. It's like, oh, look, Dad's doing meat today. We're going to get all over the table. So they just got done cleaning everything. Because we're going to have raw meat out here on the table. Here's another one. Take off. Let's try this. We're going to move this further away. Maybe. Stupid. Get out of the way. You can go over there and play. I got to get some more bags ready here. So who do we got jumping in there? Victoria. Yes, we do too. Make too big. Yeah, I have a problem with that. Now the first place I stopped today was like a restaurant type business, and they had a burger press, but it made these. I mean, if I used it, it would have made a little tiny like McDonald's type burger. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking to get something closer to like maybe a quarter pound type burger, and if it's a little lighter, I don't care. But just trying to stay consistent is hard, you know, especially when you don't have a food scale. So we're gonna get these gloves on. We're gonna test this thing out and see how it goes. Now they recommend to put a little bit of oil on it. And like always, I do everything the wrong way. So we're gonna try it without a little bit of oil and see how that works out. But yeah, I already rinsed this off. I dried it off. It doesn't look very pretty. It's just plastic. So I mean, it already looks kind of beat up just from the shipping. And it's, like I said, it's super inexpensive plastic. But it was $9.99. And it's kind of hard to find anything these days for $9.99. My cats are going to be persistent today. So let's get this chub cut up a little bit so I can start working on this. And normally I just cut my meat with a knife about the size of where I want it to be. And then I just call it good and then form it into a patty and shove it in a bag. So this is going to be new. There we go. All right, let's get this out, get this wrapper off and put away somewhat safely. Look at that. Oh, my son got the new trash can. It's got a little flippy lid. I'm used to just being able to turn around and toss stuff over my shoulder. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this the easiest way, but we're going to give this a shot. Right about there. Oh, this meat came frozen. So this stuff came right off the boat today, apparently. So when it comes up here, frozen. And this is the first time I ever got it frozen at the Costco that I usually go to, and it's a Costco business center. So it comes up in on a big barge, and they float it in containers. Okay, we're gonna toss that in here. See how that looks. This is new to me. I don't ever do stuff like this. So doesn't seem like enough. So we're gonna take a little bit more. And it looks like the way that I was thinking and doing it anyways, which is just, you know, slicing off the slices I want. I don't think that was going to work for me. All right, we're going to give this a shot and see how it works. So the burger's in there. My biggest question is how is it going to release after I press the meat? So I'm pressing in. I'm going to turn it slightly. See how this works. That's not bad. It's a good looking burger there. See if I can do that a little bit more, rock it around. This is going to take a little bit of practice. Can't do anything perfect the first try, but now I can push that little disc out and it'll pop out just like that. And then I can carefully, so this is going to be a little bit time consuming apparently. Pop out and I get a pretty decent looking burger patty right there. So far that seems like a really nice sized burger patty that the family can enjoy. And then I just put them in a Ziploc bag. All right, let's try that one more time. I got to do this whole chub over here. We've got to see how many burger patties I can get out of this doing it this way. Now, when I do it the other way, which is just, I typically like slice it like this, and then I make it into a burger patty with my hands. I tend to make a really super thick patty, like it's really thick. I'm slicing this a lot thinner than I normally would, and we're gonna try to not kill the meat, but I do want to make it so it forms pretty well in there. And if you want to make a stuffed burger, they say put about a golf ball size in there and then press down with the stuffed burger tool. That'll make that little indentation and leave enough room. Okay, that's not too bad. Doesn't look too bad there. Oh, I had no idea this meat was like that frozen still. So it is a little bit hard for me to work with. So we're going to try that one more time. See what I get. Push that in. We're going to twist it until I can get a pretty uniform burger, and I still need to put some more in there because there's some holes. All right, I'll shove that in the side. See how that works. I am not a culinary expert, and I guess that's the fun part about some of the stuff that I do here. It's because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I try to do it as safely as possible so nobody gets sick, nobody dies from cross-contamination of stuff. But once in a while, we all make mistakes. Okay, that feels much better. That's really tight. That's about the thickness I want too, is about the size of this right here. All right, there we go. Not bad. Now I can just fold over the edges, if there is any. Now something else I was wanting to try is making out of the hamburger that comes in those little squares. I was going to take some of those and I was going to press it real thin in between parchment paper, and I was going to make some beef crisps in the air fryer. And apparently I can do that with this air fryer. I have a Vortex Plus air fryer, and it has a dehydration feature on it, so I can just set the temperature really low for an extended period of time, and eventually I should be able to get some really nice kind of like beef jerky type snacks. Now I can season that however I want. I can use salt, I can use a little bit of garlic, and hopefully I can come out with something pretty amazing. But yeah, there's the bottom of the plate, and it just presses out right in your hand, and then it gives me a pretty decent uniformed burger patty. That did leave a little bit there, and that's probably why they recommend that you put a little bit of oil on this. Now we're just going to round the edges and put it away. So there's two. So that could take me a long time to do it this way. But my goal here was I was wanting to go for consistent sizes, not necessarily speed. So we're going to clean this off a little bit. That way when I put some more meat in there, I don't have that just stuck in there. All right, we're going to try this a little differently, because normally I cut it. Now we're just going to pull some and see how that works. Then we'll just kind of form it a little bit. I try not to overwork it, because if you even hamburger meat, if you overwork it, it kind of ruins it. It makes it a little different and a lot less enjoyable. So that's not a bad size there. And this tool here is also helping me get a mental feeling as far as how much meat I should grab in my hand at one time. So, you know, I do it enough times, and that's perfect. That was the right amount. So it's going to give me a good idea exactly how much meat to grab. So I'll give it a good little press. If you spin it, it kind of smooths out the fat and gets it all around. And this is the first time I'm using this. I've never tried this before. I've never had a burger press. I've never tried a burger press except for, I don't know who that is. They can go like, and I can't touch the phone right now. That's from way out of state. That's from Massachusetts. That's those ding-dongs that like to, yeah, those guys. They're trying to collect money for the police in Massachusetts. I'm not sure why they're calling me here in Alaska, or even how they got my number. They shouldn't be calling me in the first place. I blocked their number the last time they called. And apparently they can still get through. But that's okay. You're buzzing. Right on. I can't with this. So, LOL. Anybody else hear it? Not sure what that's all about. Message retracted. Yes, Daddy, ignore that loud iPhone. Yeah. I don't know what that was about. They usually call and they want to like have me donate money to the police in Massachusetts. I'm like, really? You do realize how far away you are. And if it wasn't for that crazy Black Lives Matter stuff that happened there, you know, while the pandemic was going on, it wouldn't have been such a problem. But now it's a problem. And it's like everybody's problem. Because all of that, like even here in Alaska, that had repercussions here in Alaska. A lot of the people, a lot of the police officers, like the older police officers, they retired. So any of the old senior officers that we had here are now gone. And that's a problem for the public because now we got a bunch of junior officers that don't know exactly what they're doing or how to do it. They're making some mistakes here and there. But overall, they have the good intentions. I could never be a police officer. That's just doesn't sound like anything I want to do. So, all right, this isn't bad. I mean, it's definitely time consuming, but it seems to come out easy enough. The only problem is this part here. You got to be a little careful when you pull it out. Then I just round off the edges. So that gives me 4 really good burger patties. Now, if I had some parchment paper, I could just stack these up. Stack them up and then wrap them in plastic. But that gives me 4 burger patties right there already. Not bad. Who we got in here today? You got Joe, we got King. He is literally beating his meat. Yeah, there you go. Zyroy, I man can kiss Tony. Anyways, gotta say though, this is a nice burger. Let's see, Rampage is his. Alice said King gets it. All right, back to making burgers. I'm playing with the new burger press because it's fun. And I don't care about what you guys are saying bad about me or each other. Just have fun. Be nice to one another. Or as nice as you can be. Okay. Yeah, that's so far this is making my life a little bit easier when it comes to consistency now because I know exactly how much to grab because I mean I can make some ridiculously huge burgers for no reason. And then I'm sure in time I will speed up the process here as I get used to this thing. But I'm super excited to have been able to find some burger meat because I couldn't find any last week. They were completely sold out. And that tends to be a problem here in Alaska, especially in the summertime. They sell out of meat fast around here. So wow, we're getting some pretty good results here. Shove that in there, get in there. Now, what do we got going on? Welcome to the Good Burger. May I take your order? That's funny. I like that. Mr. Good Burger. Now, Krabby Patties. We could make some Krabby Patties. I know the secret recipe. SpongeBob is the thing. If people knew that SpongeBob was real, it'd blow their mind. All right. I'm not getting too picky now with this, but this is because this is giving me some pretty consistent sized burger patties here. Then afterwards, I'm going to have to cook some because I'm hungry. And then plop, it comes right out. Fun times. I got my handy bags right here. There we go. Might be able to get 2 more out of this chunk of meat. Get in there. I'm getting down to the frozen end that I was talking about earlier. Now, I'm not used to the meat being frozen. But when it comes up in a shipping container from the lower 48, like probably out of Seattle, it's probably where it originated from, somewhere down there. Apparently it's frozen on the way up, and I didn't know that. Okay. But yeah, if you just twist it a little bit, it really smooths out the fat and gives you a really pretty looking burger right there. And just pull that off. Smooth out the edges just a little bit. Not trying to kill the burger because it's already dead. That's the way we like our meat, dead. It's an Alaskan Native thing. My relatives are really good at killing things. That's what they do. They go hunting all the time. This would be fun for making like moose burgers, salmon burgers. That's something I'd like to make. Like right now, some salmon burgers. That is not quite enough in there, so I need to lop off another chunk of this here. I start with you. There we go. Ta-da! Hey, you're getting carried away there. I have a dog handy too, so if any of this hits the floor, the dog just gets it. Ooh. This is all shiny and brand new. It's almost like professional looking, except for I'm probably like the least professional guy doing this stuff. All right, that looks pretty good. Now there is a company, I believe it's called Weber. They make a pretty interesting burger patty press, but like I said, this is the cheapest one I could find, and the only one I could afford really. I could have probably been able to buy like a $20 or $30 one, but I got to the point where I already went to 3 stores. 2 of them were like professional stores. One of them was in Mountain View, Alaska Butcher Supply. I didn't find a single burger press in there, but I also didn't ask. I went in there and I saw the prices on a lot of the things that I might want to buy later, and I was like, holy cow, it was expensive stuff. But when you're doing commercial stuff, yeah, it tends to cost a little more. And then I went to, I think it was Alaska Kitchen Supply, and that was the place. They had a burger press, but it was more for like making like tuna fish patties or little tiny chicken patties. It definitely wasn't this thick. It was about 1/4 of the thickness of that when it was pressed down. And it didn't look like it would work. And it also didn't look like it would release very well, because there's nothing worse than having this stuck in a little tray like this. But since this bottom comes out, it means it releases easy. So it's not a big deal. So I already got 8 patties out of this chub already. What I'm really curious about is how many I will get towards the end, because I used to make my burger patties really thick, and I was getting approximately 5 bags with 4 patties in it. So that's 20 patties, and sometimes I would have 6 bags, but like I said, it would change almost every time because not every single one was the same thickness. Just trying to fill in the little voids here. Now we're just going to press that in there, give it a little twist to smooth out the fat. When you smooth out the fat, it makes it really nice and smooth. Well, this was only $9.99 at Bass Pro Shop, this whole little thing there. And it does great for this. I couldn't imagine having greasy hands and trying to make a whole rifle load of, because my hands are so slippery now because they're covered in fat, that you need to like turn this, twist this, and then push that down and do that thing. And then I have to figure out how to line it up with slippery hands. Ugh. And it's not agreeing with me now. My hand, oh, did I make a mistake? Oh, I don't know, I might have broke it. But now it's back together, and we're gonna leave it together because, I mean, this would have been a good idea if there was a little bit of groove or something here to grip on. Because as soon as you get your hands in the beef and you get the fat on it, this becomes extremely slippery. So if you're trying to do multiple stuffed burgers with this device, you're not going to like your life. And you're probably just going to do what I'm doing here and just make regular burgers and forget about it. Like 1 or 2 might not be too bad. But if you got to make a whole bunch for like a whole family, like 12 people at a barbecue, yeah, you will drive yourself insane you know, trying to make stuffed burger patties with this thing. We're now working on the third bag. This isn't bad. I thought this was going to be a little bit more difficult. I don't think these out. I don't think any of these videos out before I start them. That's why it's a live stream. We just do stuff here. And I make a lot of mistakes. It's okay. Nobody has died. And there we go. Oh, that looks delicious. I can't wait to cook these up. I also can't wait till these freeze. Then I like cooking these up from frozen in a cast iron skillet with a lid. And I cook them on super low temperatures, so they're just sitting in there, whatever juices come out, and they just taste so juicy and amazing. Okay. Here's number 2. That's too much meat, I think. I think that's too much. See, normally I grab a big chunk like this. That might be too much. We're gonna have to take off some of the edges here. Let's see how this fits. Yeah, see, that would have been too much. But now I have kind of a safe way to regulate how much meat's going into each patty instead of just guessing. And if I had a food scale, it would be pretty easy. I'd just be able to make little balls. Yeah, not bad. Okay, this is fun. Ta-da! What are you guys yammering about in there? Is the burger press actually useless? Can't just smooth it in your hands? You can smooth it in your hands. Absolutely. That's what I used to do. The reason I got this was so I can have somewhat of the same portion size. That was, follow along now. That was the whole point of getting this. Because I want more consistent sized burger patties. Because sometimes I'd have, you know, little bitty burger patties this size, and sometimes I'd have these big giant burger patties. And I never got down the whole knack of, you know, getting them to an appropriate size for an actual burger, like something you would buy at a restaurant. That's what I was shooting for. Plus, I was eating pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of burger meat anyways. So it's a lot easier for me to gauge approximately how many calories I'm eating by making sure they're somewhat consistent sizes. Macros matter, even though I don't keep track of macros. I really haven't had to keep track of macros once since I've been on the carnivore diet. I just eat meat, eat dairy products, eat whatever, animal-based products, and be pretty much happy. While everybody else is struggling to figure out what their problem is when they're, you know, consuming grains and vegetables and all the other crap out there. My life's simple compared to that. I don't have to super science, you know, how I cook meat. I just cook meat until it's done. There's a temperature. That's about as much science as goes into it. If I were to science something along the carnivore diet, that is, if I use any seasonings, you always get an itchy nose whenever you got gloves on. If I were to use seasonings, I always try to check, you know, what's in the seasoning, stuff like that. But, you know, when you're eating meat, it's pretty simple. Meat and cheese. Now, some cheeses, you gotta be a little cautious with your cheese. You know, because some of this cheese that they have out there now, especially like if you go to fast food places, that cheese is barely cheese. Like, it's like 1 point above the limit of what they would actually call cheese. So you got to watch out what's in those cheeses. Like McDonald's, they use like a processed cheese, but it's technically cheese on the index of what cheese is considered, but it's just barely there. And it is a processed cheese. It does have a lot of crap in it. It's not just dairy. It's got oil in it, vegetable oil, soybean oil, and some other nonsense. I researched it pretty thoroughly here about a month and a half ago because I did an experiment on the carnivore diet where I was trying to eat quarter pounder patties with cheese. That's how I started out the experiment. I felt like garbage after eating 4 or 5, maybe 6 quarter pounder patties with cheese. And then I tried the experiment again with just quarter pounder patties with no cheese on it at all. And it wasn't too bad that way. You need to go away. Get. There's no food here. I put it up on the counter over there. Yeah, bye. See you later, kitty. Oh, my cats. So I do have a job interview set up for tomorrow. That's good news. Tomorrow afternoon. I hope that doesn't create a conflict, you know, because I do have a truck that I can use. I got it ready, and I did do a little bit of service on it today, but he hasn't called me to work. There's no work to do. It's like everybody's broke. They don't want to spend their money on topsoil this year or doing little gravel projects in their yard. That puts guys like me in a bad situation. So now I have to look around for different types of jobs. And we're just going to cut it right there. We're just going to make it into we're going to go to a year-round type job and stop it with the seasonal type work. Because seasonal type work used to do really well up here. Not so much anymore. Not for me, at least. There, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay. Now, I really do think I could pick up the speed on this pretty quickly. It makes a nice, consistent burger. You don't have to over-science it. I tend to get a little too picky on either how it looks. And now I'm working on, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is bag number 4 already. Okay, take that out. This meat is still a little frozen. It's not like too frozen. I can't work it. It's still pliable or palatable, whatever you want to call that. I'm not good with words. Let's see. Wish you the best of fortune. You gonna ace that interview? I think we're good there. There is a what is that? A fitness type thing I have to do. I think I'll be good there too. But like I say, you know, I just lost the weight in the last year. So everything that I used to do is starting to come back, and it kind of feels like it's new again because I was so out of shape. So every little thing is like amazing. You know, being able to get on a bicycle, being able to walk, go for hikes and go down hills and then climb back up hills, and that's all new to me now because I spent so many years where I just couldn't. The types of walks I would do is like around Walmart, or we go to the shopping mall. I'd walk around and then I'd find a place to sit down. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. So yeah, we're just trying to not be that guy anymore. There we go. You get in there. This really isn't a bad idea using one of these. I had doubts before I hit record. I had doubts because, like I said, I've never experimented with something like this before, and I wanted to try. And I forgot to sharpen my knife. I almost always sharpen my knife before I do this stuff. Now I'll get out of there. Okay, get that taken care of. So I don't know if anybody was watching earlier when I was greasing the truck up. I didn't have any of these gloves. I couldn't find any, but after I left, right before I left, I found a box of these gloves sitting right by the garage door. I was like, man, hindsight, man. And there was one point where I thought I found some in the shop, but it was something else. It wasn't gloves. All right. There we go. Let's see. Alas. How much weight did you lose, by the way? I'm happy for you. Hey, thank you. Let's see. I lost approximately 126 pounds in the last year. I lost the majority of that in the first 15 weeks. So about 100 pounds came off in the first 15 weeks. And that video's in my playlist for losing weight in Alaska. But that was a pretty amazing video. I was pretty impressed with myself at that point because it was me. It was a big deal. I thought it was worth sharing. Apparently people liked that video. Most people don't like my videos. They just kind of, some people do. Most people just grin and bear it. but I'm not like an expert YouTuber like all these other guys that are out there. I don't have a team of people helping me out to make videos. I just make videos. If people watch them, that's awesome. People don't watch them, that's still awesome too. Somebody will watch it someday. And if it should help somebody, you know, maybe better their life a little bit or get a weight loss journey started, that's still a win for me. That's all I worry about. I want people to be healthy and happy. And just because I eat meat doesn't mean I need to tell everybody out there in the world, you know, you have to do the carnivore diet or else nothing's going to work right, because that's just not true. You know, I lived a perfectly healthy life, you know, eating vegetables up to a point where I was so metabolically broken that it seemed like nothing was going to work. You know, I was trying vegetables before I did the carnivore diet. It wasn't working. It was causing more problems. Then I found out that some of the vegetables and some of the nuts that I was being told to try, you know, for this, that, or the other, were part of the problem of some of the things I was going through. You know, if anybody's had kidney stones, whew, brutal. Those are brutal. And that's typically a direct result of either eating the wrong type of vegetables or too many nuts, or eating raw vegetables. That's another way to get kidney stones. That's why I never understood the whole raw vegans. You know, they can do that and be pretty okay. Some of them can. But I also think it might be a transition, you know, similar to what we go through with the carnivore diet, because it's an actual transition. Your stomach, your body, the way you feel, everything changes when you're doing the carnivore diet. So I think it might be something similar, you know, with a raw vegan type diet as well. I don't know. After all the kidney stones I had and all the pain I went through, I don't want to find out. I don't want to be one of those mess around, find out kids. Because I found out that this works. I can maintain my weight loss just by eating these burger patties right here, the stuff I'm making. So I make up 4 of these at a time in a pan, and I put some cheese on top when they're done. I like to use the Swiss cheese or provolone cheese. I mainly stick to the white cheeses. And the only reason is because the colored cheeses, for some reason, the orange and the cheddar, it's like nothing works correctly after I consume that type of cheese. So I just stick to the white cheeses, and that's just my experience. I mean, I will have some Colby Jack once in a while, but I try not to like have 4 burger patties with Colby Jack. So if I have like one patty with Colby Jack on it, Colby Jack's a little bit orange, just a little bit white cheese. That's not too bad. It's so satisfying watching the fat, you know, kind of seal up the burger. And I thought this was going to be way harder. I thought I was going to be like cussing this little machine out. But for $9.99 is how much I paid for this. And I'm really not too upset. Come on, you get in there. I think I'm working on bag 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th bag. And I have this much meat left over. So normally, you know, I'd be like a burger patty. That would be my burger patty right there. And this is really helping me make this stretch. And I do have some, we did buy some frozen patties, because the other day we went to the store, they didn't have this type of meat I like available. And so we bought some of the frozen patties. Man, that was not a winner. It doesn't taste the same as this type of meat right here. It was so depressing. The wife took a bite and she was just like, oh, that's not the same. I'm like, nope, it's not. Ta-da. Okay. So, I mean, I could have went out and bought like one of these $40 burger presses with the little spring release. They might be cool. I don't know. I can't afford it right now, so we're just using the $10 one, and I'm having pretty good success with this. And since I'm not taking this apart and putting it back together, every single time and being mad at this and just using it to help flatten the burger, I don't see why this is a problem. It's not. Now, I used the other ones before where this piece here that comes out was solid, and that sucked because you can't get it out. You got to pry it out. And since I saw that the bottom of this thing came out, I was like, oh, that's fun. You know, because at least I can get it out and then carefully pull the patty out. I mean, it made a whole lot more sense to do it that way. And I'm actually kind of enjoying this. This isn't bad because I'm not really in a rush. This isn't a restaurant. This is my house. And this is going to be food for me for later. So this is all meal prep for the rest of the week, or for the family as well. So I'm just I get these ready. I do this about once or twice a week. You know, I just get a big giant chub. And I got another one in the fridge we're going to use. And I can make burger bowls. I can make, you know, dehydrated little burger chunks in the dehydrator. Make something similar to pemmican. You know, you can pack in a Ziploc bag and just take with you if you want to go hiking here. Oh, I do have a new little snack that we found at Costco because we're out of chomps up here. I haven't seen any chomps in about a week or so at our Costco. So that is officially bag number 5. So I got easily 6 bags of 4 patties out of this chub. I'm already stretching the meat. Oh, that sounded bad. You could use that as a soundbite if you guys are a YouTube creator. Just record that. Go back and record it. I'm already stretching my meat. What in the world? It's okay though. Yeah, this isn't bad. I'm not horribly annoyed with this $10 thing. I thought I was gonna be. I was like, do I wanna do a live stream about this or don't I? But yeah, just put it in there, twist it up. Now this is 80-20, by the way. If you were to use the 70-30, this would be a freaking mess. You know, 80-20 has just the right amount of fat that I need for my digestive system to make everything work like clockwork. I mean, I go to the bathroom regularly every morning. The 70-30 has got a lot more fat going on, and this would not be as useful for that, in my opinion. I know some people like to get the 95% lean. There's not enough fat content in there to make a burger taste the right way. You need that fat. And if you're doing a carnivore diet, you definitely need that fat because our bodies become fat adaptive, and we burn the fat that's in the meat as energy. You know, similar to the way, you know, people would burn rice, you know, the carbohydrates in rice for energy. We actually burn the fat, and we also burn the belly fat naturally as a carnivore. So yeah, it's kind of a win-win for us. All right, we're getting down to the last bit here. Nice. So I'm easily going to have 6 bags with 6 times 4, what's that, 24? That's 24 burger patties out of 1 10-pound chub using this little burger press. And this is, I don't know, weird. It's not very often I go out and spend $10 on something and actually find it like incredibly useful, because this is like an idea that I would have if I bought something like off of Wish or Temu. You know, I kind of, because it's got a Temu feel to it. You know, it's super cheap, but it's strong enough that it's holding up to everything that I'm doing here. And then squish. Perfect. Who do we got in here? It's Wesley, the truck commander. What berries and nuts are beneficial along with the carnivore diet? I avoid nuts altogether. All the nuts out there, I avoid them now because of the oxalates in the majority of them. If I were to eat berries, I would eat strawberries, and that's in a handful size. Another berry, I can eat as many as I want, and this is just from experience. So for me, if I eat too many strawberries, I have problems with my digestive tract. I can eat maybe one banana. I can also eat as many blueberries as I want. I can eat blueberries for forever. I could eat flat after flat, and I'm just fine. My body's still in ketosis. I'm still losing weight, or at least I'm staying the same weight. Is the best part about it. But this is what I eat mainly just to maintain my weight loss. So since I'm kind of in between jobs, we're stressed financially. We got 2 broke down vehicles. We got a whole lot of stuff going on. So we're incredibly stressed. That means I need to not focus on the weight loss aspect right now. I just need to focus on maintenance and eating. I can eat 4 of these a day with cheese and a little bit of whatever sauce on it. I just got to pay attention to the ingredients in the sauce, make sure there's no high fructose corn syrup. I bat an eye at a little bit of natural sugars, like brown sugar or just any natural white sugar that might be in the sauce, because the sauce itself is not the main ingredient. Not like if you were to drink a can of soda with high fructose corn syrup, that high fructose corn syrup is very high on the ingredient list. That means the majority of that soda is high fructose corn syrup, so that's a problem. So, and where they place corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, maltodextrin, where they place that in the ingredients list, if it's higher up, that means there's more of that than anything else. So, that's kind of how I gauge the sugar in a lot of things. So, the sauce I have has a little bit of sugar, but that sugar falls in the bottom of the ingredient list. So that's where I'm just look at it. I'm like, well, whatever. I'm not drowning it, because you don't need to drown meat like you do vegetables. I mean, if you're having a salad, we've all done this. We've all had a salad and we just drown it in ranch dressing or Italian dressing or, whatever type of dressing. We just cover it because the vegetables don't taste naturally good to us. If they tasted great, there wouldn't be salad dressing. I mean, that's just the truth. If salads were so awesome, we wouldn't need bacon bits, right? I mean, if salads were so awesome, vegans wouldn't be making fake meat. Just my opinion, okay? I never really thought about it much until I started doing this type of eating, because I was still on the vegetable bandwagon like everybody else for a long time. I was like, oh yeah, we all need vegetables, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So this is the 3rd burger patty that goes in the 6 bag. And I have this much left over. So I can make 1 more out of that. Or I can just manipulate this into a big, fat, huge, giant burger. And that would be approximately what I would normally make anyways. That's probably a ½ pound right there in my hand. So this is about the size of what most of my burger patties would look like. I don't care. We're just gonna make you as round as I can make you. And then we'll eat it. We're gonna eat it soon. Okay, there. It's all said and done. Let me get this stuff over the sink real quick. I'll have let the dog after the cutting board. Then I gotta get the table wiped off and cleaned up. Here you go, puppers. Puppy tax time. Okay. Ta-da. Get all this cleaned up. This isn't bad. This wasn't a bad little deal. Didn't make a huge mess. All right, get you unplugged. Let's go take a walk over this way. And my cat is curious right off the bat. Get down. Go away. I'm still doing stuff over here. You can come back in a little bit. Just wiping off the table. There we go. It's all wiped off. I need to get a towel so I can clean the bag seals a little bit. dry my table off. Yeah, this is a pretty good idea. This is a good idea. I like this little device I had. If you guys are just chiming in, this is what I started out using here. This is just a cheap $9.99 item at Bass Pro Shop. They probably have the same thing over at Cabela's. But you can actually make stuffed burgers. I didn't do that because I had to make a lot of burgers. I couldn't imagine trying to make this 24 burgers with that little device, because once you get the fat on your hands, it's just impossible. There's like no way that I would have been able to. I left the water running like full blast. Ooh, where's my cup? I got a cup. I need to get some water for myself. Hey, why is it cutting out on me? I'm in a house with Wi-Fi. This is like the second time today my stream cut out just randomly. But that's okay, because it does that. All right. Ta-da, that's the little thing here. I would actually give this product, 2 thumbs up. I liked it. It worked really well for what I was using it for, and that was just to make standard size, relatively equal size burger patties. That's exactly what I wanted. It's not fancy, it's not shiny, it just works. And most of all, that's what we're looking for when we get anything. It doesn't matter if it costs $100. We want it to work. If it doesn't work, it's kind of pointless to spend $5 on it, or to even buy it at the dollar store. Now these are all going to go straight in the freezer. I have talked before that I like to take like an old pizza box or a piece of cardboard, and I like to just cut that out and put it on the rack in the freezer, because these things will get indentations from sitting on the freezer rack, and sometimes they were kind of hard to get out. So that was my solution. If you got a flat surface in your freezer, and you can just stack these up in there. But so far, I'm pretty happy. This is a good deal. Nice. For $9, $9.99. I just push the air out. These burger patties won't last till the end of the week. All right. Get all this cleaned up. Ta-da. Yep. Alright, these all spread out. So one 10-pound chub has made me 6 bags of meat. Hey Shannon, we're doing stuff here today. This is like the 3rd stream I've done today. I should probably just keep doing these. So this is what I got going on here. So that nifty little device there, I bought at Bass Pro Shop for $9.99, and I made this one burger patty. This is the big fat one. That's the last one. So, but I got 6 bags. All of this out of 10 pounds at Costco Business Center. So, and my cat is taking a nap over there. Wow, that was a difference in the image there. I clicked that button and my face looked like, whoa. So happy. Got him out weight. I'm gonna have to clean up my cast iron skillet so I can actually cook some of these. But I gotta get these into my freezer over here. And I'm not sure what that is. That should get out of my way. This is all I got left of the frozen patties. These are really depressing. They'll probably sit in there for a little while before I eat them, because now that I have these. Okay, so I got that little piece of cardboard in there because these are pretty heavy. Once they sit in there. on top of one another. Oh, puppy. My dog is all excited. I'm going to leave these out. I'm probably going to cook these first. It's getting hot in here. I'm sweating. Let's see here. How am I going to do this? So the neighbor was nice enough and brought us a bunch of treats and stuff for the kids. So she dropped off a pound cake. She dropped that off there. I can't remember what that is. That is a lemon cake with buttercream frosting. That sounds good in my previous life. I'm going to stick to these. But I am thankful that she did that. That was super nice of her. I need to get this out of the way. It seems like I always have stuff to put away. Then I don't use this stuff. I got to use both hands. This is going to get wobbly. All right. Going in here. I'm in my son's room. I just put that skillet on his bed. He'll get it soon when he comes home. This trash can out of the way. Get the cutting board picked up. And I need to clean off. Dude, there's stuff everywhere. It's like everywhere I turn. I got these cookie jars here that are just in the way too. Get my stove figured out. Somebody cleaned the skillet. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. Oh my goodness. I thought I was just getting everything ready to clean that. That looks so good. Okay. So, ta-da. This is what we're going to do. Get you guys all twisted around like that. Get this fired up. Let that get nice and hot. I am so ready. Because this burger meat makes me feel so good. It makes me feel healthy. And that's exactly how you want to feel. That's the nice thing about the carnivore diet, is it makes you feel amazing. And I'm 50 years old. So why wouldn't you want to feel amazing like all the time? I sleep better. I see better. I hear better. You know, everything has improved. So why would you not want to do that? It just doesn't make any sense to me why some people argue about it. Like, oh, that's not healthy. But there's a lot of people doing it, and they're getting healthy. When I started the carnivore diet, I didn't believe any of those people. I thought they were all full of crap. So I was like, well, I ran out of options, you know, because I tried it, all the other stuff, you know. I mean, I did fasting. Fasting works, but is fasting something you want to do for the rest of your life? And is fasting sustainable for the rest of your life? I do believe fasting serves a purpose. But what I don't believe is that you have to fast like every single day or every single week. You have to like work on a different fast. I probably should have not even put these in a bag. That's okay. I'm just going to get them in there. Because now I just wasted a bag. And I'm really good about not wasting stuff. That can go away. What happened to my towel? My towel is way across the room. Wipe up the counter a little bit. I had a plan. There it is. We're going to try some of this on there. Himalayan pink salt with a ceramic grinder. And I'm also going to pre-season with a little... Oh, that's almost empty. I got to fill this again. This is just Redmond seasoned salt. And it's going to give it a lovely flavor. Now I had a little bit of barbecue seasoning left over. This is all I got left in the bottom of that. I'm going to shake that up, and we're going to add that on top of here too. Just to get rid of it. Okay. Get out of there. Okay, that one's done. Now we're going to cover that. The room smells so good right now. It smells absolutely perfect. And I put little drying Redmond seasoning so everybody in the house knows what it is. And this is the actual magic right here. This stuff here. Buy this. If you guys like eating ramen noodles, because I know a lot of people out there, they still eat ramen noodles, buy this stuff. This is better. This is a healthier seasoning, and it'll taste the same as if you're using like ramen noodle seasoning. Just use like a bouillon cube of chicken or beef, and you'll have a much healthier version, and stay away from that yucky ramen noodle seasoning. And also the ramen noodles themselves aren't that great. But I have a food funnel in here somewhere. We're gonna find it. Oh my goodness. Everything's just thrown in there. There it is. I see it underneath everything in the back. So I got a handy food funnel. You got to kind of hold on to this, or else it'll get carried away. Okay. There, just like that. We have our seasoning all figured out. Ta-da. Now the only reason I use this container here is because using this container, you know, even with this end, that's a lot of seasoning that comes out of that hole there. So I can regulate it a whole lot easier with this here. We're gonna get that put away. Up here with the rest of my stuff. This stuff is like gold. I love that stuff. It's amazing. Take care, Dragula. Let's see, Wesley. Clean that bag and dry it out. Reusable, you know. No, it's going in the garbage. It's already there. I need to get over here and grab these Ziploc bags and put them away while I wait for my burgers to cook. And what I normally do is grab a plate and I set it out here. That's not the right spatulas. So I get one of these ready. So I have my handy dandy meat thermometer. Somebody was supposed to send me a meat thermometer and they never did. I was really unhappy that I never got one, because I wanted to test it out. And the whole point of them sending it to me was so I could test it out. And we could talk about it. What's this? Okay, Swiss cheese. There we go. Like I said before, I like to use Swiss cheese. I like to use the white cheese, because it's a little bit better for some reason. It digests for me a whole lot easier. That's all I got in this bag. So I got 2 slices of cheese. I fold them in half. That's how I put it on the burger, is just like that. If I don't do this, it'll just run all over the place and it makes a big mess. There's that one. Get you put in the fridge. Oh, you got a whole container. I just noticed you got a whole container of bacon grease in there. I must have put that in there a while ago. That's not going to work. Making a mess. So the Swiss cheese I like to get is from Costco as well. And the California Swiss cheese actually tastes like Swiss cheese. That's why I keep buying it. Because this stuff, this is a good brand here, apparently, because this stuff actually tastes like legitimate Swiss cheese. A couple slices out. Then I'm going to have one to snack on. I'm hungry. just put away. Just like that. Hey there, Felix, you're back. Nice to see you back. So we can sit down and have a little talk about what I got going on here. So I went to Costco. I got 2 10-pound chubs at Costco. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Ta-da. These. Let me choke down this piece of cheese. Okay. So here in Alaska, I haven't been able to find chomps anymore. I'm not sure if they're coming back, and I'm not sure if this is the replacement, but this stuff here is pretty legitimate. So these are about the same exact cost as chomps. Super clean, grass-fed, and they're freaking delicious, by the way. So here in Alaska, these are approximately $1.25 per stick, per beef stick. And they're freaking awesome. So it says here 0 grams of sugar, 8 grams of protein, 80 calories, gluten-free. Kind of like a jerky. Or let's say nutrition, serving size. It's kind of hard to read this. Okay, there it is. Ingredients: 100% grass-fed, sea salt, encapsulated citric acid, spices, cultured celery, celery powder, granulated garlic, onion stuffed in a colored beef collagen casing. These are so delicious. They have like a smoky flavor. If you guys haven't tried these, yeah, check this brand out here. I mean, they definitely give chomps a run for their money, and they're different. They're not the same as chomps. So I think this would be a steady go back and forth type, carnivore safe type option. And when you peel it apart, it has similar stuff like on the inside of chomps wrappers. You know, it's got something wise in there. I don't know if it's the same guy that makes chomps or not. But okay, so it's not like a Slim Jim. You know how they say snap into a Slim Jim? It's also not like a chomps wrapper either. When you break it, it'll actually just break apart like that. So the one thing that might have some people upset is that there's no snap when you bite into it. But it has this amazing smoky overtone. The texture is like legitimate meat and beef. Salt, smoky flavor, so good. I should have like wrapped a piece of cheese around this. Would have been great. Hey there, Pooty Cat. Nice to see you back in there. But yeah, so even the chomps, we were like abusing those out on little family hikes and stuff like that. They're super lightweight. We can pack them in a bag. And then halfway through the hike or wherever we get to our destination, everybody just snacks on some chomps. Now we're going to have a bunch of these to snack on. You know, think is the name of the company. Think Jerky, grass-fed beef sticks, original. Recipe by Chef Doug Sean of Hot Dogs. Weird. Okay, so the picture of the guy is right here on the side. This guy's pretty bright if this is the guy that makes them. Can't complain. Good stuff. How is it going for you? It's going okay. We're still struggling. I shouldn't be sitting here right now making a live stream. That's mainly why I'm sitting here right now making a live stream, is because I should be at work. I should be at work for like another 2 or 3 hours. But so right now I am going for year-round type employment. I'm just, you know how it is sometimes. I'm just so over the seasonal stuff. Seasonal stuff usually pays big dollars, but then at the end of the season, you got to figure out what you're doing for the winter. I just want a nice year-round job where I can just go and work, you know, all winter long. Even if the hours get reduced, just because it's winter time, gets reduced down to 40 hours or 40-hour work week's fine with me. I expect the hours to be a little bit more in the summertime. Okay. I just had to make sure I had the temperature turned down. Because sometimes I like to, at first when I'm getting the cast iron going, I turn it up high all the way. And I get the tallow in there, and then I put the meat in there. But then sometimes I forget that it's up on high, and it kind of burns the backside of the burger. I don't want to do that. All right, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate you dropping by. But yeah, if you guys are just chiming in here, this is how the stream started. So I was experimenting with this product here. It's just a burger press. It makes stuffed burgers. On the back side here, it's a little breakdown of kind of what it does there. So, but the nice thing about it is that little disc in the middle comes out. Why do you have to do that, camera? I'm so done with this cell phone. It's got an inexpensive camera. The color goes in and out. It drives me bonkers. That's an unrealistic picture, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. If I get something too close, it goes like light and dark. And then the color of my face changes depending, because I don't know, it's like a bipolar camera. And for some reason, they weren't smart enough to build this system in a way where I could plug in a microphone. And this is a phone that the phone company gave me. They like forced me out of a better phone into this phone because this is a 5G compatible. I went through all that mess. And then to find out I can't plug in a Rode microphone to it. And then they tricked me somehow. I didn't realize we were paying for these phones. I thought it was a free upgrade, and apparently I paid like some retarded amount of money for this phone. So I wasn't happy about that, but it's almost paid off. So like pay another cell phone bill, it'll be paid off. Let's see. It's Wesley. Shannon, so far so good. Feel better than I have in a long time. Only eat grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Now there's a debatable topic. I love that topic. I love topics like this. Grass-fed, grass-finished. I mean, I don't worry about that. I haven't worried about that, Wesley. That's one thing I haven't worried about. If I can get grass-fed, grass-finished, okay. Is it a priority that I get it? Not so much. I just do whatever. You heading out?
Peter's off work.
Oh, he didn't ride his bike?
No, I gave him a ride this morning, and he said his feet are hurting. He's been standing all day.
Oh, okay. Wife's got to go pick the son up. He's just getting done from working. I mean, yeah, my son's working more than me. That's not okay. I should be at work. My wife should be out fishing. My wife should be able to go fishing and hunting. I should be at work so she can afford to go fishing and hunting. This is a problem. What does that mean? Tuckus? Tuckus, John's wife. I'm not sure what that means. If that's Tuckus. Is that native for something that I don't know? Is that a native word I don't know? I don't know if that is. So the transition to carnivore really isn't too bad. The problem is up here. It's the mental hurdles you go through, because I experienced all of this myself. For starters, like I said in the beginning, I didn't believe the carnivore diet would work because nothing else has ever worked for me when it came to weight loss or weight maintenance, just keeping your weight the same. That's amazing that I can eat as much meats and fats and animal products, and I can actually eat cheese. Some people have problems with cheese. I don't seem to have a problem with cheese. I'm not gaining weight if I eat a lot of cheese, but I've heard some people's stories where they're gaining 20, 30 pounds if they get heavy into the cheese. And I've done it both ways. I've removed the cheese, I've put cheese back in. It's just like drinking coffee in the morning. Some people have a difference. If they stop drinking coffee, they notice a change. For me, no change. So I still have coffee. So I still have cheese. I'm not a big fan of milk or creamers or stuff like that. So I drink my coffee black. But yeah, I can eat a ton. I can eat a ton of these beef sticks. And the funny thing is I can eat like 7,000 calories in meat products, just animal-based products in a day, with a lot of fat and stuff like that, and I don't gain any weight. I stay the same weight. So your weight varies no matter what. A lot of it's this stuff right here. It's just water weight up and down. But if I were to get into seed oils or sugars or a lot of carbs, I'm going to start retaining a lot of this automatically. The weight's going to bounce up fast. But if I just stick to like these burgers that I've been making, I might eat some bacon, might have some chicken, some cheese. Beef snacks are always great. I can eat as much of it as I want. I can eat as many eggs as I want. I'm not gaining weight. And my blood pressure is perfect. My cholesterol is great. LDL looks fine. HDL looks good. Doctors are just applauding me like, wow, that's magical. You're doing freaking awesome. This is what I'm doing. And I just come out here and I talk about it. Because it really is magical. But the hardest part for me when I got started was my getting over what's up here. Because we were all taught food pyramid. We were all taught eat a salad, go exercise, run like a freaking gerbil, get a gym membership. That's the last thing I've done to lose this weight. I haven't I went to the gym a couple times just to see how I felt. I ran on the treadmill, not the treadmill, I'm sorry, the elliptical. No problem. 15 minutes, just like that. That was like my first time back on an elliptical in years. And I got on the elliptical. I wasn't winded, because there's nothing inflammatory in the carnivore diet. You don't have the seed oils, the sugars, and the excess carbs, and the crazy stuff that could be going on with some certain vegetables. So my respiratory system is cleared up. I mean, I could breathe. That's something I haven't been able to do well in many years, because I had sleep apnea and all that. And this was also while I had some sleep apnea still. But the more serious I got with the carnivore diet, the more focused I got on just eating meats and fats, the better things got quicker. I mean, I came off my CPAP just like it was quick. Once I got serious, so I spent about an entire month just focused on meats and fats. Like, okay, this is enough bullcrap. I'm not going to eat any fruits. I'm not going to have a watermelon. I'm not going to eat an apple. I'm going to leave the strawberries alone. Even the blueberries, I left those alone for a period of time. Okay. And I just ate hamburger patties with cheese and a little drizzle of whatever sauce that I felt that I was somewhat safe eating. And I came off that CPAP like I couldn't believe it. I mean, there were some nights where I was just falling asleep, while I was still using it. I would fall asleep sometimes without it on, just randomly, and I would be sleeping fine. And then one night, my youngest daughter, she's about 5 years old, she was bugging my wife. And she's like, hey, because she was worried. She was concerned. She's like, Daddy's sleeping without his CPAP. And I was laying there real peaceful, sleeping quietly. I wasn't snoring. And I was just sleeping. And I think I've been off the CPAP now for 2 to 3 weeks. I feel great. Every morning when I wake up. I'm waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm energized. I'm ready to go for the day. Not having any problems anymore with my sleep. Being sub 30 years of age and having a love affair or a Durham and pizza, having a pizzeria as a neighbor, you get distracted easily. Dude, I would be wrong if I had a pizzeria for a neighbor. When I was a kid, I had an apartment that was attached to a place a company called Pizza Wheels. And we were renting from the people that I believe that owned the Pizza Wheels, and they were pizza delivery. So we'd get a discount on the pizza. We had pizza boxes everywhere. It was like pizza every night. Friends would come over and it'd be pizza and more pizza. But that's when we were young. And I believe some of my roommates would actually work in that little pizza place, which I would imagine would have been miserable because you literally walk out your front door and you walk like to the corner and then you're in the business. That would suck. That would suck for me. I have to be somewhere further away. But yeah. I mean, pizza was my sin food. That was the hardest thing for me to get over. Now, what I do now as a like an emergency type situation is I just buy those cauliflower pizzas at Costco, and that totally works. I mean, that keeps me in ketosis. I'm not overdoing it. There's not a bunch of crap in there. Hello, son. How are you? You have a good day?
No.
No? You had a bad day?
Yes and no.
You get picked on in the drive-thru?
No.
Do I need to go beat him up?
No.
Okay. I guess he's okay. I don't have to beat anybody up. I haven't beat anybody up in years, but pick on my kid, I might. I lived across the street from the most popular Chinese restaurant in my area, and the exhaust fan. Ooh, donations forever. Oh, that would suck. Yeah, some of these Chinese food places, I think they make like these little seasonings, and they deliberately put it in the exhaust just to like waft out in the air, kind of like, you know, Burger King restaurants do. They burn the burger grease and then they pump it out around lunchtime. And it's not a coincidence. It's actually a strategy to get more people to come in there, because when you drive by specific restaurants, you smell it and it makes you crave it. So you automatically go that way. It's like, yeah, I smell Burger King, and here I go. All right.
Molly.
Hey, get your cheese. I probably need to flip those burgers by now. So that little burger press that we got, I really like it. You probably heard all about it from the other room, didn't you?
No, I was watching TV.
Oh, okay. You're watching TV. Let's see what we got going on in the pan. There's my cat. She likes cheese. She's getting cheese. Okay. That looks pretty good. It's about time to give him a flip, though. Get those flipped over. Give them a little bit longer. So a lot of this liquid that's in here, a lot of this is just water. It comes out of the meat. This is that one obnoxiously huge burger that I was talking about earlier. Try to smash that sucker down a little bit. Yeah, that's not really wanting to go. Okay. And when you cook them like this, you can actually smash them a little bit. You don't have to worry as much about smashing all the fats out of it, because it's sitting in the fat. And they will stay super juicy. A little more seasoning on this side. Now remember, this is the seasoning, this Redmond's seasoning. Redmond seasoned salt. This is the stuff that I talk about all the time. It smells just like ramen noodle seasoning. And it makes the whole room just like a really lovely aroma. Gotta get this cheese ready. I hope my cat doesn't get into the cheese this time, because the other day my cat got into the cheese. That made me mad. Hey, that's a really thick slice right there. I was pretty upset with her for doing that. Getting into my cheese. Because she had it on the floor. Huh, didn't you, brat? I could probably get my big cat food over here. So normally my cats eat over here, because I have to keep the cat food up off the floor, because my dog will eat it. I should probably tell my son that we got a lovely gift from the neighbor. There we go. Kitten carnivore tax is coming. Yeah, but that one cat, she loves string cheese. You break out some string. Wow, it must be hot out there. The sun is shining pretty bright. Looks like a beautiful day. Now, unfortunately, if I want to open my front door, I got to put all the cats up in my kid's room. He's got the only room in the house that has an actual door that locks. That's the only way I can have the front door open at the same time. Because two of my cats, the gray ones, I don't let them out, because I'm afraid they won't come back. Because the fat one, she's real skittish. So if she hears an airplane or a twig snap, she's like, tries to take off like a rocket ship. Oh, Maybe I should go check on my kiddo, see what's going on with him. My other son's not home yet either. Thought he'd be done by now. He gets done about 3 o'clock. And they're just up the road. So yeah, that's annoying. I got both of my kids working, and they're working more than me right now, which is odd. I'm in better health than I've ever been, and I'm not working. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'm physically capable of actually doing stuff now. You come in to say hi? Okay, come here. Oh, come say hi. I'll give you a hug. I'll give you a hug. Everybody can see you and say hi. It took me forever to train this cat. She's been such a good cat lately. She comes and finds me at night. How did it go with your truck? Well, the truck's fine. The truck, I was just greasing it. I was greasing the slack adjusters, which is for the brakes if you don't know already. But that was the only thing he asked me to do. And then I just cleaned the interior a little bit, you know, after I cut that stream off because it was giving me funny signals anyways. But yeah, I just took the floor mats out, scrubbed them out, brought them inside, washed them in the sink. It's so nice having a shop, you know, right there. Because I could get everything out of the truck, set it on the ground. And I really got in there and cleaned it up pretty good on the floor. And that's the dashboard in that truck. It's made out of this weird plastic. It's just, it attracts dust. And we got a lot of dust up here. So it's a weird fake wood plastic grill. And it just, as soon as you clean it, it's like dusty again. And it's super, that's about the most annoying part about that truck. Other than that, everything feels great. It's awesome. But unfortunately, we don't have any work for that truck. So this other outfit is a recycling type center where you load these big, huge, giant containers full of recycled stuff, and some of the stuff goes to the landfills. A lot of it is metal recycling, concrete recycling. You're all tied up there, kitty. So, and that's a year-round gig. I'm just to the point now where I'm like, fine, just give me a year-round gig, even if it pays a little less. In the long run, I'll be better off because I won't be waiting on phone calls. I'll just be waking up and going to work. Then I'll know what time I'm getting home because they start up and they go home at the same time every single day. They take specific days off every week. In the summertime, I believe he's closed. It's a Christian outfit, so that's nice. I like that part of it. So that means he's closed on Sundays. He is a churchgoer, from what I hear. That's positive. I like that part. But I like the consistency of that position. And it's they're a big company. They're all over the place. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting my foot in the door over there, and that should work out for me. For some reason, I thought you were working. Yeah, me too, Putty Cat. I was working, and then I sat Friday. I didn't do anything Friday. We didn't get any phone calls. Now Saturday is potential work day too for me, and Sunday is not because the gravel pits are closed, and that's the only reason. There could be site work on a Sunday, but if nobody's doing anything on a Sunday, we can't do site work. And then the gravel pits open up again on Monday, which is today, and I spent 2 hours at the shop greasing it a little bit and cleaning out the interior and checking on a couple other odds and ends. That was my work for the day. And then after that, I went down to this recycling place. After we went to Costco, we got this burger meat. Then I went down to the recycling place, and the guy just happened to left. And I guess there's some big meeting going on that he had to prepare for, and it was just bad timing was all. If I got there like 2 hours earlier, you know, we could have sat down and talked and got things going. But I got to meet up with him tomorrow afternoon around 2 o'clock. And yeah, I'm definitely not missing that appointment because, you know, any steady work right now that pays a halfway decent wage is worth carrying through the winter, and it's not that far. So I can ride my bicycle there because I don't have a vehicle. They're both broke down. We got a minivan, but I'm trying to keep the miles off of it as pretty low as possible so we can just do like basic running around and hopefully the wheels don't fall off and the thing doesn't break in the meantime, because that's all we got. I'm just scared that that van's going to break down too, and it was the one we were going to get rid of. Yeah, my life on the internet. I always had a problem with like divulging a little bit too much on Facebook years ago, and I had like 2 or 3 maxed out Facebook accounts that I used to talk a lot about the same stuff that I do here, you know, on Facebook, but I wasn't getting paid for any of that. I mean, none of it was acquiring any revenue type value whatsoever, and I would spend hours upon hours making Facebook posts, responding to comments of people that commented to me. I mean, I think I was putting about 60 hours a week into Facebook. And I didn't even know at that time you can make money doing stuff like social media type stuff. Yeah, I missed the boat there. Could you imagine? You know, I had like what, 1,500, no, more than that. So you have 5,000 times, that's 10,000. Yeah, 15,000. So I had approximately 15,000 followers at that time. Now, if I were to turn that into videos, those same people, you know, as far as like subscribers and stuff and people that actually come back and watch stuff, that would have been absolutely amazing. Are you going to want a burger, dear?
Yep. Please.
Yep. $9.99 at Bass Pro. I liked it. It works. I can't believe it worked. You know, oh wow, you can almost like see the full image if I turn it that way. But yeah. And the reason I bought it is because that little disc comes out of the tray, and that was the selling point right there for me, and it actually did exactly what I wanted it to do. But like I said, if you get if you want to make like a stuffed burger, yeah, you can do a couple. But once you get a little bit of the fat on that little plastic piece there, it's just going to be a nightmare to try to take it apart and put it back together over and over and over again. I would not recommend buying it for stuffed burgers. But yeah, burger press, not a bad idea. It is almost time to check the temperature on you. See what we got going on over here. Uh-oh, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the ceiling. That's why. There we go. Okay. You gonna get your cheese out?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I gotta test the big one first. See what we got. Halfway there. If this one's good, I know we're good. Okay. We're up to temp. Perfect. Which one do you want, dear? Point at one. We're gonna shut the heat off. You want that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Boom, boom. So what I do now is I just shut the heat off on the cast iron because it's gonna hold a lot of heat. And then we'll just cover you up. Cover that up. Meanwhile, I'll just snack on this for a few minutes until that is done. Ooh, there we go. Just like that. I was going to put Swiss cheese on all of them. Where's Timmy? Not home yet. Wonder what's going on with him.
He's usually not home until about 4.
Oh, my bad.
I don't even know where he's working today.
I don't know either.
He probably didn't know.
Yeah.
So he got there.
Okay, just a few minutes like that. And the cheese is already starting to melt and look yummy. Give it a few more. Like I said, the heat is off. Got the heat off. My wife likes onions. You gonna use a bun this time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
She's using a bun. She's hungry. Now, when I first, years ago, I was losing weight because I got up to a little over 300 pounds. And I used to go to Carl's Jr. and I just get the burgers there. Carl's Jr. has some pretty decent burgers. They have some decent toppings, sauces, and cheeses. But I would go there and I'd get like their biggest, giantest burger ever. And the only thing I was doing was just getting rid of the bun. So I'd get it all in one shebang. And I'd just take the bun and throw it away. And I was dropping weight. Just like that. Now, when I started this weight loss journey, the same thing. This was before I was doing the carnivore diet. I was going to my favorite burger joint down the road, and I was just buying this big, huge conglomerated burger. It had all kinds of stuff. It had ham, it had bacon, it had fried eggs on it. It had lettuce, onions, pickles, you name it. It was on there. I think it even had some avocado. Same thing there. I was just buy that, and I'd throw the bun away. Yeah, I was losing weight. It was coming off. Nothing to it.
Sorry.
That's okay. Is that your plate over there? Because I got you a plate over here.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to use this plate.
Okay.
I didn't know you
Well,
had
I'll
a
put
plate
this
for me.
plate away. Get it put away. Those burgers are ready to come off whenever you are. Need to find me a fork. I found one. This is fork. And fork is going over here. Alright, let's get this over here. This is like almost like a half pound. This is about a half pound burger patty right there. And I'm hoping these are closer to quarter pounders. But they look far more consistent than what I was doing before. Okay. There we go. Let's get on over here and sit down and eat some food. So I'm hungry. Where'd the other sauce go?
Yeah, I'm having trouble opening this.
There it is. This one. Cholula. A little bit of Cholula sauce. Scootage. Well, a little bit of that.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. This sauce is all done. We're going to have to go find some more. So I've been using a lot of this Kinder's brand barbecue sauce. This one here isn't exactly on course with what I'm doing, but there was a good deal at Costco one day, so I picked it up. I've been using it ever since without a whole lot of issues because it does have brown sugar in it. It has a lot more sugar in it than a lot of the other sauces that they do have. Now, some of their specialty sauces, you have to really diagnose the ingredient list because if you have problems with soy or certain types of random ingredients, then you might want to like pay attention. Yeah, this one here: tomato puree, water, brown sugar, a little more natural sugar, vinegar, molasses is sugar. This one also has cornstarch in it, and natural smoke. But other than that, it's really not too bad. Caramel color, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's not swimming in sauce is my main point, I guess. A little bit of Cholula sauce. And we need to figure out how to get the mustard out. You want some mustard?
I already used it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Mustard. Make a mess with the mustard. All right. I haven't had mustard in a long time. That is so good.
Ooh,
You just sprayed me with sauce.
sorry.
Grey Poupon works out pretty good. I like it. It's got a decent flavor. When I was a kid, I never liked it. Mm. Gonna have to call Steve here in a little bit. Let him know I got an interview tomorrow. That way we don't schedule up a whole bunch of work tomorrow. I mean, I can come in for a while. But I don't want to miss out on a steady job where I know I'll be working every day. Mm. Good burger.
Mm-hmm.
Decent.
Better than the last one.
I can make those too. Mm. Yeah, really sunny outside. Play Bear. Play Bear. Hi. Ooh. This is so good. Mm. Way better than eating ramen noodles every night, huh? Play Bear. Play Bear. She's like, no. That's the big burger. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad I got a meat thermometer. It would have been impossible to tell when this one was done, this big fat one. I never knew this about the ingredients in Grey Poupon. So it says distilled white vinegar, mustard seed, water, salt, white wine, citric acid, tartaric acid, fruit, pectin. It does have a little bit of sugar in it. And then it's got random spices. I never knew that Grey Poupon had any sugar in it at all. But the sugar is like second to last ingredient on the list. So that makes it more okay for me, because they like to put it that far away. So it's not the main ingredient in the mustard, which is really important. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap up my stream for now. I'll be back later, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? We'll find out. But yeah, I definitely have an interview tomorrow afternoon. I'll keep you guys updated one way or another on how that's going. And yeah, we're going to cut this loose for now. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time.